It's Wednesday, and you know what that means. Ringside Heat is on the air on News Talk Saga 960 AM. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Lex Tan, host and producer of the show. You can follow me at Lex Tan Media. You can follow the show at Ringside_Heat. And we are coming off a weekend, an intense wrestling weekend. A lot of these wrestling weekends are intense, but no more intense than when it's in Toronto, in the home city, in the hometown over here, and arguably the place where WWE started back in 1963. But as you see right here, actually, let me point to this way because, it's different. It's different on the camera. But if pointing to this side over here, got a new face, or a familiar face and a familiar voice to the show. He hasn't been on for quite a while, and he's been building his acting career, his comedy career, and he just had a kid as well, too. Congratulations to my boy, Vinny Salvador. And Vinny, welcome back to Ringside Heat.
Thanks for having me on here, Lex. You may hear my son cry in the background, but tough diapers. Hey, man. He's sleeping. Hey, man. Trying to be put to sleep.
It's all good. It's all good. You know what? It's all, I will never, ever complain about hearing babies cry in the background because, babies are awesome. Babies are the best. So.
Oh, yeah. They're a blessing. They're a blessing. Let's put it that.
Mm-hmm. And one of the reasons why I've got Vinny on the show here, ladies and gentlemen, is that he did attend the big show, the big AEW show at Scotiabank Arena, AEW All Out on Saturday night, and I wanted to ask and get Vinny to share about his experience in the private boxes over at the Scotiabank Arena. So first off, before we get into the results, tell me, how was that experience for you?
Private box was amazing. It was a shared suite, so it was myself and 5 other of my friends, and it was shared with 2 other people. I believe they were from the U.S. somewhere far because apparently they've been driving since Thursday. That's all I remember them saying.
Wow,
it was a great experience. You have your own space, which is great, so you can move around. You have complimentary snacks, obviously. If you want to order drinks and whatnot, you order through the server, and the server is always in the suite at all times. But also you can order food. But the food menu is good if everybody is all on the same page with food because you only do party platters. So the good thing is if you want to get your individual food, you can go down to the main concourse area, pick it up and bring it up to the suite. There's a shared private washroom like in the hallway. But it was a great experience, because if you're sitting down for so long, especially with any pay-per-view event,
particularly AEW pay-per-view events,
AEW, bro, you're going to get varicose veins sitting down and cramping, right? So it's good to just get up and stretch, which the box allowed. There was a few times where I did get up and, switch seats and just stood up against the bar and the food counter. So it was overall great experience. I would highly recommend it. Mm-hmm. And it's definitely worth the price for it. Plus, you're in comfortable seats too, man.
I'm sure. Yeah. Great. And you were able to bring your son as well too with you in to the show.
Exactly. It was his first AEW event. He made it through. He didn't fall asleep, throw a fit, nothing.
Nice.
So that was good. Little man was just enjoying it, and I know I posted a bunch of that in my stories on my Instagram. So he had a great time, and more importantly, we all had a great time. So it was a great event, especially considering the fact that the last time AEW had a pay-per-view, the first one in Canada was Forbidden Door, which I was at too. Had regular seats, but
Yep.
I upgraded this time.
Yeah, you did. But I also don't mind the upgrade that you had from Forbidden Door 2022 because it wasn't just the nice tickets and also the hookups you got as well. But you also were able to get one of those rare full size, full weight AEW championship belts.
Yep. In fact, it's the main piece holding together the weight of my bookshelf. That's with my other Funko Pops and other collectibles. Needed something to keep the weight down so it didn't move. Pop that 10-pounder on there. Hasn't moved since.
10 pounds?
Yeah, it's about 10 pounds, I think.
Really, I thought it was. I honestly thought it was heavier because because
It could be heavier.
because Chico's cousin Arvy, he bought WrestleMania 40. He bought the WWE Undisputed Championship and the World Heavyweight Championship, and the World Heavyweight Championship was heavy.
Yeah, that one's heavy. The one that looks like tinfoil. That one.
Yeah.
The tinfoil one. Yeah.
Tinfoil, yeah.
Yeah, that's heavy. Yeah, that one is heavy. This one, I think, is just a little bit lighter than that. To be honest,
wow.
I'm looking at it, but just the design of it's beautiful.
I'm sure. Yeah. I mean,
it's gorgeous.
It is. It will. Yeah. The original AEW Championship was a gorgeous design. So I'll criticize AEW to hell to high water sometimes, but I will never criticize the championship design.
The pay-per-views are worth it, though. You got nothing to do for about 5-6 hours like wrestling. Buy the pay-per-view.
Exactly. And speaking of which, here are the results: 14 matches over the course of how long? From what was it? So they started off with AEW Collision, a live AEW Collision.
Yes, a live AEW Collision, which was cool because the fact is that usually before the pay-per-views, it is 0 hour where it's only available on streaming or YouTube, whatever it is, right? Mm-hmm. But this was cool because this was like Collision live on network television, leading up to the pay-per-view itself, the main event, which was great. So it was literally, if you count that, from 2 to 8, 6 hours. So there you go. Mm-hmm. 6 hours of wrestling. 6 hours, that's sweet.
Which honestly, over the compared the last couple of the big events that AEW's had, 6 hours for the entire show ain't too bad.
It's not bad.
Yeah.
Not bad.
When I was covering All In for doing the live stream pay-per-view, I remember starting at 2:00 and then and then it show ended at 10:30, and I still had to and we still had to record the show, the reaction show afterwards. I didn't leave Saga 960 until maybe after 12 midnight, man.
Yeah, I think I remember that.
7 a.m. to 12 midnight.
It was All In was in Texas, right? This year?
Yes, it was. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that because I had to go to a party. I left the house at 6, and I think it was done around like almost 9:00, 9:15. I'm still at the party. I'm like, how is this still going on right now, man?
I know.
Yeah.
Exactly. But I think they're learning now. that they've capped it at 6 hours. So AEW Collision featured 4 matches, I believe it is. It's Samoa Joe and Powerhouse Hobbs defeating the Workhorsemen Anthony Henry and JD Drake. Daniel Garcia with Marina Shafir defeating Katsuya and Shibata by pinfall. Hologram and Paragon with Kyle O'Reilly and Roderick Strong defeating the Frat House of Cole Carter, Griff Garrison, and Preston Vance with Jack Jameson. And that was a short match though. But then my favorites coming up over here: Harley Cameron and Mira Shirakawa, plus Queen Aminata and Willow Nightingale defeating Megan Bain, Penelope Ford, Triangle of Madness, Julia Hart, and Sky Blue in an 8-woman tornado tailgate brawl. How was that one?
That was full of cakes. I loved it. It was great. it was a great match.
I'm sure it was. And and honestly, Harley Cameron, I'm so impressed by the way that she's been able to grow her career over the past 3 years.
Yes, I agree. She did great. It was a great match. A lot of great spots in there. But I'm happy to see Harley Cameron finally get developed more in terms of a performer and a wrestler and an athlete.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
For sure.
And we're going to get into the main card in a sec, but we will take a break here on Saga 960 AM. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back after.
Come on, man. I was getting warmed up.
And welcome back to Ringside Heat on News Talk Saga 960 AM, your favorite podcatcher, as well as on YouTube. Lextan at Lextan Media, Vinny Salvador at
Vinny Sal on Instagram. Follow me. I do fun comedy sketches and wrestling sketches.
That's right, and a lot of fun guest appearances by different people over the years as well too. That have graced your Instagram feed.
Yeah, in terms of wrestlers, especially when I have my series that I do when you listen to wrestling themes in the car with one of my homies, Corey Birch, great comedian. Him and I, we literally meet up and we film 15 episodes in an hour.
Wow.
We crank it all out. But we've had some really amazing guests, which we're super grateful to have on there. And I think our first guest that we ever had was my boy Zach from downstate.
Ooh, damn.
Yeah, Zach was the first one that he actually reached out to me. And I was like, sure, let's do it, you know. I'll find out how we can write something around you. And so we got Zach, and that just opened up the doors where, you know, we got Jimmy Kadderis, which was great. We were fortunate enough recently to have Brooke Havoc on there, great independent wrestler.
Yep.
Also, Ellie Knight we've had on there.
Yeah.
And a few times we've had on there who I'm always grateful to see and work with him whenever I see him is Chris Van Fleet.
Oh yes, that's right. CVV.
Yeah.
Always
CVV.
Yeah, I respect the guy a lot because not only is he this a great podcaster himself and a good host and everything, and but at the same time he cares about the local podcasts and cares about talent. Like he's one of ours, you know.
Exactly, he takes the time with that, and I think one of the cool ones too, which was pretty surreal, was when we had Natty on there as well, Natalia Neihart.
Right? Yeah.
That was pretty cool, but we'll see. We may have some familiar faces returning for little surprise cameo appearances. You have to follow along at Vinny Sal on Instagram and see who we got. But in terms of other famous faces, we've had a lot of celebrities on my feed, I guess, because you brought that up, which was recently Aqua, Renee and Lenny. Yeah.
Jeez.
Yep. And obviously
now, jeez.
I know, Dr. Jones. And also Simone Denny, who's like family, the voice of Loving. So
very nice.
That reminds me of one of the awesome ones that we did that was out of the box, which was Dijak.
Yes.
Dominic Dijak. Yes. That was cool because it took place somewhat in the car, but not really in the car, which was pretty cool how we worked that episode out where Corey and I filmed our separate segment. Then, I met up with Dijak and we filmed our segments alone, and that was the best way to piece it together. So, but yeah.
Wow. That's amazing.
Check it out.
Yeah, that's right. And make sure, you can find him at Vinny Sal, VINNIESAL, Vinny Salvador. Thanks for joining me on the show here today to talk about AEW All Out. And we're going to get right into that right now with the first match of the main card. It was the Hometown Boys, Adam Copeland and Christian Cage defeating FTR, Cash Wheeler, and Dax Harwood with Stokely by pinfall. Match taking 18 minutes and 5 seconds to start off the show. And I believe there was another special guest Toronto guy that made an appearance. Was there?
Yes, Wendell Clark.
Yeah,
right?
That's something I really do appreciate about what AEW does as well too with the locals as well with the local fan base is that you bring in Wendell Clark, arguably one of the greatest Maple Leafs, or not arguably one of the greatest Maple Leafs of the last 40 years.
He is my favorite Leaf player of all time, besides Ty Domi.
Of course. That would have been amazing. It would have been Wendell and Ty.
And Ty Domi?
Yeah.
The place would have blown up. Like, the roof would have just blown off for sure. But it was good to see that. And then for them to integrate Trailer Park Boys bubble and his character, his wrestling character, which I can't say on air, but it is GB. See?
Yep.
You know I cuss a lot. I'm keeping it PG.
Yes, you are. Yes, you are. And I
the Green
that.
Buddy. His name is the Green Buddy. Too. Can I just drop one? Can I just say what?
No,
I'm kidding. We're on a roll. I feel like Joe Pesci on the set of Home Alone where he couldn't curse.
That's
and just
it's like them old Warner Brothers cartoons.
Yeah.
Rack and fracking varmints. How was that as a starter?
For me, that was the match I was looking forward to on the entire card.
Mm-hmm.
Solely because it was more of a sentimental thing for me. Because the last time I saw Edge wrestle, actually, you and I were together. I think it was a SmackDown. It was the Edge Appreciation Night.
Yes, that's right.
When it was the Air Canada Center, that was and the reason I remember that is because I bought that shirt, that the Edge Appreciation Night.
Yes,
Bianca wears it, and she wore it to the event, and so to me it was sentimental because he had retired and whatnot. So him coming back to Toronto, and for me, it's so many years later to see him back in the ring, it was a special moment because it was the same venue when I last saw him.
Mm-hmm.
But more so, it was sentimental in terms of that I got to share that moment with my son.
Yes.
And that for me hit hard because it's like, hey, this is one of Daddy's favorite Canadian wrestlers besides Bret Hart. Mm-hmm. And his career ended so abruptly. And, whether he would get to wrestle again or not, it was very left up in the air. But, when he did come back in the WWE, great. I didn't get to see him then. And then when he went to AEW, I'm like, all right, cool. I'm going to maybe get to see him. And I was supposed to go to that Dynamite that they had last year. I think it was at Rico or Coca-Cola Coliseum.
Yes.
And I was supposed to go and I couldn't go. And then he got injured, right? He broke his foot or his leg, right? Yeah.
Yeah, jumping off the cage, yeah.
Jumping off the cage. So I'm like, crap, I'm not going to see this guy wrestle again. And then when he came back, and I was like, okay, this is great. And then when they announced AEW Toronto, I'm like, and the whole, storyline with Christian bringing them back together, I'm like, could it be? Mm-hmm. I'm going to get to see them? Because the last time I saw Edge or Cope and Christian together was at a house show when the Rogers Center was called the Sky Dome, when they both had long hair.
That's right. All right. That's right. 5-second poses and reeking
before that.
Oh, before that.
Like pre-Brood.
Woo! Jeez.
Yeah. That's and I have literally printed photos of it. I don't know where it is, but somewhere underneath this roof. But that was the last time I saw both of them, together as a tag team. So to see them together was very sentimental to me because I'm getting to see one of my favorite wrestlers, Canadian wrestlers, come back into the ring. Last time I saw him was, like I said, years ago, but more so got to share that special moment with my son, which is a moment that I'll always cherish because it just added more to the memories of that moment and added more value to that. So, but that match was good in itself. The great spots. Love that he did the double sharpshooter, but also his little tribute to Cena.
That's right. He did. He did give a tribute to Cena there, and that's also same building where he and Cena had that epic matchup where
Unforgiven.
Yep, and Unforgiven, that epic ladder match where Cena did come out on top on that match, did he?
Yes, I remember he put Edge through 2 tables to a ladder, I believe. If I remember correctly, because that was also Trish's final match as well.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah, I remember that. But it was a great match. Another moment that actually for the match that really stood out, which would give everyone goosebumps. Obviously, watching it on your device just doesn't beat being there, which was when the crowd was singing his theme song right at the top. Like I was watching it on Amazon Prime, and I'm like, like it's you. you just don't get the same feeling as when you were there in person.
Yes.
And so that was obviously great. Also, another great spot was when Beth Phoenix came out. The roof blew off the place.
Very nice. Very nice.
Yeah. That was a good thing where she took out Stokely. So it was overall like it was my favorite match I was looking forward to the entire night. And I'm glad that I got to experience that live, especially with my son.
Definitely, and that's the thing, man. It's just I mean, it's not just in a wrestling context, but then just in general context, family's everything. So when you get when you have that connection there, when you have that connection and you share that moment with your son in that way, it is something that no, you can't take for granted because not everybody gets that. So.
No, and what was beautiful about it is. Once again, great thing about being in a suite, you know, you had a little table. He was literally sitting on my table in front of me and just like laying his head on me, watching his entrance. And Bianca actually captured a moment where she recorded it, unbeknownst to me. And she was recording, and he was just like laying on his side, just like watching. I'm just like holding him and just sharing that moment with him. So
beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful highlight of the night right there.
Totally.
And then we have the rest of the matches. I mean, which pale in comparison to this now.
They were so great, you know.
Yeah, yeah. Who cares about the rest of the card? Anyway, Eddie Kingston.
Forget it. I'm gonna go. I'm leaving. That's it. All right, guys. Nice talking to you, Lex. I'll talk to you later. No, I'm kidding.
Ringside Heat. I knew something. No. Eddie Kingston defeating Big Bill with Brian Keith by pinfall. Mark Briscoe defeating MJF in a tables and tax match. Stop me if you want to talk about a certain match here.
Well, okay. Let's we'll stop right now. The Eddie Kingston match, like obviously everyone loved that he came back. Good match, but a botch finish. It was so bad. You know, he went for his finisher, totally missed because he had taken down Big Bill. Big Bill was supposed to obviously get up, but he was still on his way up, and Kingston hit him with his finisher, completely missed his head, and Big Bill just dropped and then 1, 2, 3 finish. I'm like, that was it.
Wow, it was that obvious from the private box. Jeez.
Oh yeah, I'm like, whoa, what did he just swat a bee? Like, what did he do? Oh, he pinned him. Oh, that's it. With the MJF match, I liked that match as well. That was good because, you know, when Briscoe came out, first of all, when MJF came out, the entire crowd popped. I would say it was probably the second loudest pop besides for the whole Edge and Christian thing, which was going back to the Edge and Christian thing. I don't know if you guys really caught it when you were watching the pay-per-view, but the fan chants were just insane the entire time with Edge and Cope and Christian. You know, there was a chant saying at the beginning what Cope told Wendell Clark is, you know, Christian, he's my a-hole, right?
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
The crowd were just periodically chanting, he's our, you know.
Yes. I think we can actually say that on the air.
All right, so the crowd was chanting, he's our asshole, constantly. It was hilarious. People was laughing their asses off. With the another chant that killed me was they were dropping, you know, the F-U Yuta a lot.
Okay, yeah.
Throughout that was hilarious.
Okay,
but I think my favorite chant besides the whole, you know, he's our a-hole or asshole, was the it was during the Darby Allin and John Moxley match.
Uh-oh.
You heard it on the broadcast themselves because and that was, this is murder. This is murder.
Oh God.
A few times I was like, you know, everyone says, you know, Toronto crowds are the best when it comes to wrestling.
Yeah.
And this is why. Where else have you heard in anywhere across promotions an entire group of people, thousands of people chanting "This is murder" during a Mox match and a Darby Allin match? Which, funny note, is my boy Justin and I, Justin Wakile, What we do is whenever there's a John Moxley match going on, we set a timer to see how long it takes for him to bleed.
Yep. How long does it take for
This
him to bleed?
one, 6 minutes.
Oh my God.
We're on two separate sides of the arena. We're texting each other. I'm like, what's the over under? He said 6 minutes. It was literally 6 minutes.
Oh my goodness gracious.
Yes. But going back to the MJF match, I love the fact that Briscoe came out and just started pouring the attacks all in the ring. So it really set the buildup of who's going to hit the mat first.
Oh, right.
And there were a few back and forths with it where it's like, oh, is MJF? Oh, is Briscoe? And I believe, obviously, Briscoe being the man he is, took the first bump on there. Had some good spots, but it was a good match overall. I would say that was my third favorite match of the night.
Okay. Awesome. Cool. We've also got the Demand, Ricochet, Bishop, Khan, and Toa Leona defeating the Hurt Syndicate, Bobby Lashley, Shelton Benjamin, MVP. We've got Mercedes Moné defeating Riho to retain the AEW TBS Championship. Okada defeating Takeshita and Mascara Dorada for the Unified Championship. You mentioned John Moxley and defeating Darby Allin.
The murder match, yeah, sure.
Yeah, the murder match.
The murder match was great, But going back to the other matches, the Ricochet match was good. Had some great spots as usual. So that was a good one. Mercedes Moné, everyone's like, I don't understand. But a lot of people went to the restroom during that match. I saw it. I was like, and there goes the exodus of fans.
Honestly, though, Moné and Riho probably could have done that on Dynamite. So
yeah, they could have, right?
Yeah.
They should have had that tailgate brawl as on the card rather than the Mercedes Riho match. With the Hurt Syndicate. Are they the Hurt Syndicate or Hurt Business? I've had a long day. Hurt Syndicate, yeah. That match was good. My buddy and I kept on saying, MVP's in the ring. This is elderly abuse, but we continued on. yeah, I said it. So we were texting each other that match was good. But I was disappointed, but not really, with the whole because I'm a Tony Storm fan.
Yeah.
And I'm happy Chris Statlander won because she's one of the AEW originals. So It's good to see her actually hold the belt for the first time. And obviously Tony Storm, the last few runs have been great. Especially with her character development, her promos are freaking awesome. Notice I said freaking and not an F-bomb.
Yes.
So it was sad to see that she were to lose, but it's great that now Chris Statlander has a chance for a title run, and it'll be interesting to see how this title run goes for Chris Statlander because it's the first time, obviously, with Tony Storm, she's and to me kept the women's division alive and entertaining, especially with the whole Hollywood persona, which is so much fun.
She elevated that. She really elevated that. Yeah, and I love the whole like you and I are both theater guys, right? So and so when as soon as I saw that character, I thought Norma Desmond, Sunset Boulevard.
Yeah,
it was. It was like that's freaking ingenious.
Yeah, and I even liked it when she came back too. When she's like, "Hi, I'm Tony Storm." It was the old Tony Storm, and then she switched back.
Yes,
that whole thing. Tony Storm is now all elite. I was like, well, "What's going on?" I'm like, "This is hilarious." Because she understands the business, she understands whole character development. She knows how she's going to flip it to, playing this person who's kind of out of it, Exactly. So I really enjoyed that. So she had a great run, and in fact, funny enough, I love her match with Mercedes Moné at was All In.
Yes, that was actually very good. Yeah, that was
a great match.
Very good. Yeah,
that was one of the best matches I've seen Tony Storm put on in AEW. So it's great that Chris Statlander won, and let's see what they do with her with this title run.
Definitely. And then the last two matches on the card, we have Brody King and Bandito defeating the Young Bucks, wrestlers named here, Jet Speed, Kevin Knight, and Speedball Mike Bailey, and the Don Callis, Hechicero, and Josh Alexander. Lots of Canadian talent over here. That's always nice to see.
Yes, actually, going back, you reminded me. The Okada match was great. Always loved watching Okada wrestle in person. First time we saw him was Forbidden Door against Bryan Danielson, which was great. But yeah, the triple threat match was also entertaining as well. It was good to see him and Takeshita just go at it, and it was very entertaining considering the fact you have a high flyer in there, you have a luchador from CMLL in there, and the match wasn't boring at all. It was very entertaining. My second favorite match of the night was the ladder match. It was pure havoc. Oh yeah. To me, was at Forbidden Door, the Osprey Omega match. Remember that one? Yep. Literally it just, to me, it was like so good that it just sucked the energy out of everybody because everyone was so exhausted from it. That was to me how this ladder match was. Great spots all around, and I can't commend more, the talent and their amazing spots that they did, especially the Young Bucks doing what they're doing. Jet Speed. I know Speedball took a few bumps, few hard ones, but it was just overall entertaining. And literally, I would say in terms of energy wise and crowd pops and cheers, besides the Christian and Cope match, it was that ladder match. That really got everyone going, and just the spots in there were nuts. Now here's the thing. Here's the thing. Similar to the way that, for whatever reason, Toronto always does, WWE or wrestling always does this in Toronto, so the Toronto venues. The Rock and Hogan match from WrestleMania 18 took the wind out of everything for the Trish match, and also for the Hunter Jericho match. Did the same thing happen with the Hangman Adam Page and Kyle Fletcher? Especially how it was a 40-minute segment. Yeah, it did. Because at that point, I was starting to get tired. Wow. I was starting to get tired. Kyle Fletcher it was the first time I saw Kyle Fletcher wrestle. I seen Hangman with when he was part of the Elite with the Young Bucks, I think at the First Ontario Center in Hamilton. So I've seen Hangman wrestle before. I was fortunate to see Sting wrestle at that Dynamite. But going back to the Hangman match, it sucked the life. Like the match before sucked the life out of this match. Kyle Fletcher was amazing, had great spots, and it's hopefully he becomes world champ for the next generation, and to get that. But yeah, the ladder match sucked the energy out of the title match, which was, like I said, everyone, you can tell they were getting a little antsy by the end of the night because of the match before. But what was I going to say about that match? One of the funny things that happened at that match actually happened a few times during the pay-per-view that happened at Elimination Chamber. Was, remember how sometimes you have certain lights on too bright? Yes. People were doing the same chant. Turn the lights off. Oh, wow. It happened a lot during that match, turn the lights off or we can't see. And I texted Justin, who was, I think, at section 121. I was in box number 202. And I was like, hey, are you able to see? He goes, bro, it's just hitting above my head. Like, I'm just underneath the light. But everyone else above couldn't really see. Oh, wow. So, wow. Both promotions, please get that fixed when you come to Toronto. Thank you. Reminds me to see. That's right, exactly. And that reminds me. Not to get blinded.
That reminds me, actually, back in 2002, it was after No Way Out in 2002 when The Rock had defeated Hogan the second time in Montreal, and they had The Rock open Raw. Where I was sitting was stage left of the Titantron up in the upper bowl, right? Just before the show, that's what was happening. The lights were shining right on us and everything, exactly in that section. I think because they wanted to illuminate the area beside the Titantron. But yeah, we also did that chant there as well. And this is not so. It's not just a 2025 thing. It's not just a modern day thing. This has been a problem since 2003 at the very least. Sorry, 2003 at the very least.
I know we're north of the border, but come on, man, fix the lights. Come on, guys. Tear us aside, fix the lights.
Mm-hmm. Jesus. Exactly. Now, I couldn't find myself on the actual show anyway. But hey, you know what? I was just happy to be there, listening to The Rock say that basically call out Toronto and crap on us. But
at that show, what did you cosplay as?
I did not cosplay as anything.
I remember the last show we went to, which was the last Edge show. Copeland show, you were dressed up as Damien Sandow in your blue bathrobe.
That's right. That's the day I met Corderis.
Yeah. I actually sent Jimmy a photo. I was like, because when I met him at the Money in the Bank press junket, he added me on Instagram. We started chatting. I go, by the way, look what I found. I sent to him. He's like, wow, that's an old photo. I'm like, yeah, I know, right? Look how young and spry we look, Jimmy. But to be honest, Jimmy hasn't changed much, and I love that guy. And I always out of respect him. Like, hey, sir. He goes, please call me Jimmy.
Yeah, exactly. And he's getting feisty online these days. I mean, like, he got the trolls going after him, so he's like trolling right back. I'm loving it. I
love it.
Yeah,
Jimmy, give it back to them.
Exactly. It's like for the first time in his wrestling career, he can actually put on a persona. Like,
yeah, give him the Corderis wrath. I don't know if there is one, but yes.
He's got to still cook us a meal sometime, man. Honestly, apparently he's a very good cook.
Please send him a message like, hey, Jimmy, when can you come over for dinner? We'll record a live podcast session. I don't know.
Why not? Hey, I have all the equipment to do it, so.
That's it. Hey, Corderis, do a cross promotion with Huge Pop Radio and Ringside Heat. You're welcome. See, I'm trying to bridge the gaps right here, man.
Look at you. Look at you. Always look at you. Here we go. Vinny Salvador, the Pope, the bridge builder of the business over here. So there you go. And so before we break over here, and I know you got to go. What would you give this? I would say out of 10, what would you give this show?
Well, first of all, it's a hell of a lot better than Wrestlepalooza. I know that's your next segment.
Yeah,
so that's for sure. I would give it probably. Do you want me to do like a number point whatever, or just a solid rounded number?
Solid rounded number for the live show, for your for the show itself and for your live experience.
I would say 8 out of 10. 8.5 out of 10. 8.5. Yeah, that's 8.5 is max, but solid 8 out of 10. Yeah, no, it was with AEW. One of the things I will always commend them for is whenever they have live events, especially with this economy, they've made it affordable. Which is important to wrestling fans who just want to go out and watch wrestling, just, get out of the house, for the ones that don't touch grass. This gives them an opportunity to go out and actually experience a live event. Mm-hmm. And one of the things I noticed too, is that even their merch, for example, it's pretty, reasonable in terms of reasonably priced to how WWE shows are. But one thing I did notice that they've kept the same that WWE has not. We know how much WWE has increased their cost for belts.
Yes. Oh my God!
I'm it's astronomical.
I'm glad I bought my belt back in WrestleMania 40, my gold, and because now it just doubled in price over the past year.
It's doubled, yeah. So when I bought my AEW one at Forbidden Door, what was Forbidden Door? It was 2003. Oh, 2002.
2022. Sorry.
So, okay, 3 years. I bought it for 900.
Yeah.
I went there and checked it. They still had it for 900.
Oh, really? Interesting.
That in itself shows, hey, we kept that the same price. That is such a big ticket item. Hell, even the turnbuckle that I bought, the Forbidden Door turnbuckle signed with Okada, CM Punk's on that one, which is awesome.
Very nice.
That was, and I have a photo of it of how much it cost because my buddy Justin was like, "Yo, what merchandise do they have?" And I took a photo. The turnbuckle was $400, and when I went to the show, it was still $400 3 years later.
Mm.
So they kept that consistent, but also with the ticket prices themselves for the event, they're not price gouging like WWE. AEW has made it affordable still, and that's what I commend Tony Khan for doing, is keeping wrestling affordable for fans to come out and enjoy it. Hell, people came from the US to drive up to Canada to see AEW. There's a lot of, WWE doesn't come up here as often or does house shows anymore. That's one of the things I used to love, because the house shows were affordable and you got to have a great experience. They've cut that out now. And now with AEW, keeping the prices, somewhat affordable compared to WWE.
Yes.
Which is what I commend Tony Khan and the Young Bucks and all of them and everyone on that board for keeping the prices reasonable that people can come out and actually enjoy it. But also, it's 6 hours of wrestling you're paying for. That's great. I paid for our tickets. There were 6 of us. Each of our tickets cost $177.
Yes, that's right.
For the suite. $177 for 6 hours of wrestling, bro.
In a private suite. That's great.
In a private suite. Like WWE, you're at least gonna have to almost look into, getting a second mortgage for a box suite. That's how crazy it is, and it's probably gonna happen soon, where you're gonna have to refinance your house to go see, a WWE live event or a PLE as they call it,
up in the 500s or something like that.
Dude, 500s were like, and I remember this for Elimination Chamber, 500s or like up in the nosebleeds at the Rogers Center. It's Skydome, guys. Let's keep the Skydome. Exactly. Was close to like $300, $400, $500. I'm like, bruh, you're seeing dots at this point. Why? Like, just go home. Just watch it at home.
Exactly. Exactly. Man, I paid $260 for 500 level seats at Elimination Chamber, man. And I'm just like, yes, it was.
How much did you pay?
I paid like $270 for 500 level.
Never mind. So you paid that. So I stand corrected. You paid that much for $200 at this past weekend's event. You would have been at least in the 100s. Yeah, 100s or even on floors. Yeah, just think about that for a moment, right? And the Elimination Chamber wasn't even the entire Skydome. It was just half. Not less than half. It was quarter. Oh, right. For sure. So
for sure.
So I commend AEW for keeping the prices affordable for fans from everywhere to come and see the shows, experience live events. And I'll tell you one thing: Tony Khan is becoming less awkward, hyping up the crowd before the shows.
Good.
So, hi everybody. Let's make some noise.
Giannis,
we're gonna go live in about like 3-4 minutes. So we need the energy, All right, everyone. Sounds like I love Tony Khan, but doesn't care from The Simpsons.
He reminds me of Jeff Hardy versus The Undertaker. Hey, Taker, you can't break me.
I'm not dead. I ain't dead yet. Hey, that's a better reaction than his match with Sting and TNA.
Oh,
yeah, that's right. I said it. But a fun little segue. I'll leave you with this. Was to segue into your last segment about Wrestlepalooza, was during the Hangman match, people were actually watching Wrestlepalooza in their box on their phone.
Goodness. Oh, wow. Jeez.
I'm like, yo, this guy in front of me, 2 guys. One guy in our box in front of me had it, and another one on the right had it. My buddy Rohan, Remix Rumble, was in my box, and we're like, bro, we're both looking over. Like, yo, both these guys are pulling freaking overtime right now, man. This is wild. Just enjoy what's in front of you. You can watch it at home. The Wrestlepalooza stuff. So I'll leave you with that.
At the same time, it's like, it's when you have that ladder match, just steal the entire damn show, and then just leaving peanuts for Adam Page and Kyle Fletcher, who are great performers themselves. It's like, I mean, some you just need a breather sometimes, and I guess Wrestlepalooza was that breather.
That, or for my son, it was Miss Rachel, because he was watching on his phone. He's just sitting there, he's just like this. Just watching it like eats a pretzel.
Well, you know what? Actually, we're almost out of time here on the radio show and everything. So I don't think I'm going to be able to talk about Wrestlepalooza this time around. But we will record one short segment just to end the show over here, and we'll be back after these promotional considerations. Welcome back to Ringside Heat on News Talk Saga 960 AM. Lex Tan at Lex Tan Media. Ringside Heat at Ringside_Heat. Vinny Salvador at Vinny Sal on Instagram. Check out all of his comedy sketches and all of the guest stars that he has on his all over his Instagram feed. Vinny, we just took up this entire time talking about your AEW experience, man. And hey, I'm thankful for it because I don't have to rag on WWE's Wrestlepalooza today. Maybe I'll do that next week. But
yeah, you got that next week. You got an all Vinny Sal special today.
Hell yeah.
That's what you got.
And we're a better show for it.
Hell yeah.
Anything else that you want to plug, man?
No, just follow me on Instagram. Got a lot of fun stuff coming up. With October coming along, where I started experimenting with a lot more horror comedy sketches. So that's gonna be it's gonna be fun. We are collaborating with an awesome local business called Coffin Creek Coffee, based out of Curtis. If you are a huge fan of horror, definitely check them out. The owner is Brad. Brad's a great guy. And he allows me to sort of come up with anything that's fun and horror, and sort of he lets me use the space, which I'm grateful for. And definitely they have some killer coffee. If you need some killer caffeine, go there. And even though they're quite a distance away from me, I'm in Toronto, they're in Curtis. I rather drive up to Coffin Creek and give them my money than like Starbucks or Tim Hortons. And us, supporting local business. And they have a great retail section that they have there. So check out their stuff. That is the retail section store is called Super Zuka. So check them out. But yeah, I'm having got some more episodes of When You Listen to Wrestling Themes in the car with my boy Corey Birch. We are going to be releasing a few, and follow us on Instagram, me at Vinny Sal, and keep up to date to see what sort of fun shenanigans I get up to.
Exactly. And hey, man, open invitation. Anytime you want to be on the show, man, just give the word, and I'll have you on, man. No worries.
Yeah, just ask. Like, my wife's sitting here. She's passed out now. That's hilarious.
That's awesome.
She's literally passed out. I don't want to whip the camera around because, oh no, she's awake. Hi.
Hey, Bianca.
She's like, yeah, Boston's winning.
Yes.
Yeah, I know. No, I'm gonna go back and watch. I'm gonna go back and watch AEW All Out.
Alrighty.
All right, now.
Yeah, while she naps. Yeah, she's like, yeah, while I nap.
That's right. Either way, thank you so much for everybody listening on the radio, on the podcast, as well as on YouTube. Thank you to Vinny Salvador for being here with us today. My name is Lex Tan. Follow me at Lex Tan Media. Follow the show at Ringside_Heat. We remember the things that you probably forgot.